Said the defamation claim was probably just bluster, but I should still be careful. So great. The next few days were me hoarding receipts and texting Brenda every time I felt like throwing my phone through a window. Owen, for his part, kept ramping things up. He started showing up at the house again. First, just knocking, then pounding, then standing outside for like half an hour calling people on speaker so I could hear him. I watched him from the living room window, phone in hand, ready to call the cops if he tried anything. At one point, he brought his dad, who just stood there, arms folded, staring at the house like he was expecting me to come out and hand over the keys. Instead, I called my own dad, who actually showed up in slippers and an old hoodie, looking so unimpressed it was almost art. There was a silent standoff on the front lawn. 4 grown adults just standing there, not saying anything, all pretending it wasn't freezing. Eventually, Owen's dad muttered something and they left. I double-locked the door behind them and texted the whole family. If you see Owen or his dad, don't answer. I will handle it. Meanwhile, the social fallout kept spreading. Some people started unfollowing me on Instagram, which lol, whatever. But others slid into my DMs to hear my side. It's weird how people you barely know feel like they are entitled to the details of your life if there's a whiff of drama. I kept my replies short. Brenda, on the other hand, went nuclear. She posted a story calling out Owen's narcissist energy, tagged him, and started a comment war that lasted 2 days. I muted everything because honestly, I was too busy dealing with real-life mess. The weirdest interactions, though, were with people I saw out in public. Like I went to Target for paper towels and a candle and ran into Savannah from Ow inside. She did this awkward half-smile and said, "So, how's everything?" Like we were catching up after a vacation. There was a pause that lasted way too long and I just shrugged and said, She shrugged and said, She just shrugged and said, She nodded like that, explained it, and then immediately turned to the next aisle. It's wild how people just want the bare minimum so they can say they checked in. Owen's mom finally reached out, not to apologize, obviously, but to discuss the logistics. She wanted to know when Owen could pick up his belongings that I was refusing to release. I told her flat out that I wasn't refusing anything. He'd packed up everything he delisted, put it in the garage, and changed the code. She got snippy, saying it was unreasonable not to trust Owen to come inside and get the rest. I said after what he did, he's not setting foot in this house again. She started lecturing me about forgiveness and how everyone makes mistakes. I told her this wasn't a mistake, it was a pattern, and that if Owen tried to come inside, I'd call the cops. Call ended with her saying she was so disappointed in how I'd handled things. I just laughed. If being disappointing to people like that is wrong, I don't want to be right. The house was weird without Owen. Not in a sad way, more like every time I walked into a room, I noticed all the little things he used to do to annoy me. Leaving his shoes in the hallway, using my favorite mug, turning the thermostat down to save money. Now it was just quiet, kind of peaceful, actually. My parents weren't hovering, the money stuff was still a nightmare.